Hello everybody and welcome to today's video. Hope you guys are doing great and that your week's off to a good start. Alright, let's go ahead and jump into today's video. And you guessed it, we're talking about Call of Duty. And what we're talking about today, a few different topics. But the main one I want to get into today is something that I've seen popping up. So far I've only seen one video on it that's, that somebody I'm subscribed to posted. But we know that they're bringing bots to Warzone in the new update, and, that's not something that I'm going to dive into too much because Fortnite does it, and I kind of understand the reasoning behind it, but the question's becoming, has Call of Duty, has Sledgehammer or Activision, whoever put AI bots into the multiplayer currently, whether they're testing them out, or are numbers in multiplayer lower? Or is this why? Is this the answer to the sweaty skill-based matchmaking that we've been talking about going on? Are bots? Because we know bots act differently. Depending on their setting that they're on, they can be, what we call players who aren't very good, bots. Or, they can be pretty sweaty themselves where that aim is just, it's undeniable and it's unbeatable, really. In a setting, because I'll tell you something that I've experienced. So, got into a couple lobbies, me and a couple friends of mine were playing, things seem to be going good. I would say that we are the other team is overmatched. We're up, it's team deathmatch, we're up 10-15 kills very early on, seems like this is going to be an easy win. I remember this one game exactly. I've already got my UAV. I've got my cluster. I'm one off of my Overwatch helo. I die. It's very frustrating. Whatever. Go to move on. And it's like the whole game changed. I know we loaded in with, wasn't full teams. But all of a sudden, it's like we are playing a totally different team. They just are annihilating us. And then it kind of goes back the other way, but we're too far behind to make a comeback. And it's like, what changed? I mean, this wasn't just a minute into the game, but we're 4 minutes, 5 minutes into a team deathmatch, 30, 40 kills each team. And all of a sudden, it's like the players are like, oh yeah, let me take the controller back from my little brother and, let's kick some rear. And it's like, that doesn't really make sense. And so I seen where Nero Cinema had posted that he went into Ground War. So I went into Ground War, and yeah, I experienced a couple players that it was very suspect, the skins that they were using and the way their guns had no attachments and things like that. But also I experienced some very sweaty players. And here's the thing. When you watch other content creators, I don't understand how you guys are getting some of the clips that you get, or I should say consistency in your videos. Sure, I can get a quad feed. Sure, I can drop an Overwatch. Sure, I can go on a 12 or 15 kill streak here and there. Most of the time it's when I'm not recording, and so I've got to use Xbox record, and I'm able to make it into a YouTube short or a TikTok, and that's great. But it's so difficult to sit down and turn my recording software on and play for 2 hours and get content that is really worth sharing because it's so sweaty. Sure, I'm still managing to go positive, but it's like 19 and 17, or it's 21 and 18. And we'll win 2 and we'll lose 3, then we'll win 1. And so it's just very frustrating. So the question is why a lot of this is going on because of bots being put into the game. So the bots are loading in later into the game, or maybe their skill setting is on one setting for the beginning of the match, and then the switch gets kicked on partway through the match, and then it goes back. I mean, what are we dealing with here? I've played Call of Duty since the OG Modern Warfare 2 in 2009. Was not very good at that game. I was like 14 years old. But by the time we got into Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, as bad a game as it was, Infinite War, that's the best I've ever been in any Call of Duty game. I think I had like a 3 KD in that game. I can't remember. It was ridiculous what my KD was in that game. I've done very well with the boots off the ground game versus boots on the ground. But even going back to last year's game in Modern Warfare 2, I came into it late because I'd taken a break from Call of Duty. I was able to to play very well and have a greater than 1 KD and a high win-loss ratio. I think my win-loss ratio was close to 2 in that game. I didn't lose a lot. I would play the objective even to the detriment of my KD at times because I enjoy winning. And I never felt like the game was stacked against me or that the odds were stacked against me. But in this game, from the first match, not the beta, playing the beta, I felt like, oh boy, this is going to be a great year of content creation. This is going to be good. From the first match at 12:40 or 1 o'clock in the morning on release day, I was like, something's up. And now here we are, 3 weeks later, having, almost 2 days of game time in already. Something feels off. I don't feel like I feel like I'm particularly better at the game. I do feel that way, the movement and things, but then on the other hand, it seems like no matter what I do, no matter who I'm playing with, no matter which way I play, the game somehow adapts to it, and it makes it very frustrating. So, what do you guys think? I mean, what is it? So, we've got the new maps coming up, and maybe that's going to change it up. Maybe people are more sweaty because we know these maps. And, I know these maps too. I played these maps. Durrell and Wasteland are just as terrible now as they were in 2009. So maybe these new maps are going to bring something to it. But, I'm not going to reverse boost. I did the video on the VPNs and God Lobby and all that for research. I'm not going to do that. I shouldn't have to bend the rules. I shouldn't have to act like a total noob to get into good lobbies. I play on Xbox now, and I'm planning on getting a PS5 here soon, and I haven't played Call of Duty on PlayStation since Black Ops 2, so I think it'll be real interesting when I get on there and play, because I'm going to play Call of Duty on there, and they don't have history on me to see where the game places me in the skill-based matchmaking. I'm going to be recording on that just to see if I feel a difference from 2 different systems, 2 different profiles, 2 different histories with Call of Duty to see how things play out. But man, if I get on PlayStation and I start playing this and I'm 2 matches in and it's like, oh yeah, I've got this, and all of a sudden it's a complete sweat fest again, I think it's just further proof that there are AI bots in the game, or the skill-based matchmaking is cranked up to, infinity, and the game is set in a way, like I said in my last video, where you can't beat the skill-based matchmaking. It is set up in a way that either you bend the rules, you pay money for a VPN, or you pay money for God Lobby, or this is what the game's going to be. So I'm going to end the video with this. This is the best way I can describe how my Modern Warfare 3 experience has been. And that is simply where, I get on the game and I'm excited about it, and I play a match or 2 and I'm like, all right, this is going good. And then everything changes. I'm completely frustrated. I get off the game and I contemplate, God, do I ever want to play this game again? Like, do I want to continue making videos? This is just, wow. And then 3 hours later, it's like, you know what? I'm going to show them. And you get back on and it's a cycle. And that's how the cycle's been for 3 weeks. And like I told you guys when I started out, if you're coming to watch for nukes, you ain't going to see it. I'm an average gamer. I'm an average guy who works a full-time job, who enjoys Call of Duty, who enjoys YouTube and the content creation side of things. And so you're going to see the good and the bad. I'm not going to spend 7 hours editing my videos to where you never see me die, or you see me die 2 times in a video and it seems like I'm on a, 35 kill streak when I'm not. So, I've had some people comment on my videos with rude comments and saying things, and I'm like, what? I told you from the start, this is what it is. But that's how I feel about the game. I'm sorry, I should not have to play this game 12 hours a day to be competitive at it. I mean, or just have fun with it, or just relax with it. Call of Duty, as an adult for me, has been a relaxing and a time away from the busy world and the stress of my everyday life. When I'm in here stressing and sweating over it, it's not doing its job, and it's not working the way that it should. So, what do you guys think about this? You can check out on Twitter, look up AI bots in Call of Duty. Look up these videos. There's not a lot of recording on it, but there is a lot of people saying, hey, there's some fishy things going on here. I don't understand what's happening. What do you guys think about it? You think this is something that Activision would allow into Call of Duty? Or do you think it's just a figment of our imagination and we're all just, you know, it's the honeymoon period of COD and we're just dreaming up things and making up things? Anyway, but that's it for today's video. I hope you guys have a great day. I'll catch you next time, and God bless.